Hey, how many of you guys have a story? Who has a story?
I do.
What's your story?
Why did I shaking car the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because there was shortcut.
Because it was a shortcut.
Because it was a shortcut. You know, that's the part of your story. You like to tell jokes, and you like to have fun, and you have a...
Daddy has jokes.
Daddy has jokes?
I do.
Really? Yeah. Whose jokes are better, your jokes or your daddy's jokes?
I'm the daddy's
Dad's jokes. Yeah, okay. Well,
one of them.
okay. Well, do you guys have a story? What's your story?
When my mom had me in her stomach and she was
When your mom was about to have you?
out,
Yeah? And you were about to come out?
my dad ran 4 red lights.
Your dad ran 4 red lights? Man, he wanted to get to the hospital so that you could get here and you would be safe. That's part of your story, isn't it? You know, I watched your mother's Facebook page this week, and you know what else she said's a part of your story? You have your mother's lips. How does that make you feel? I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty special, isn't it? Yeah, that's part of your story. What's part of the rest of your stories? What's a part of your story?
I like to play with babies.
You like to play with babies. I know you were playing with them here before the service started. What's a part of your story?
My mom I was being
You were being born, okay. Yeah.
being born, I was crying.
And you were crying. Yeah. Wow. Your mama probably was too. Yeah. That's part of the story. But she was so happy when you came here.
Not my mom.
Oh. Hey, you guys all have a story. There's the stories that talk about you. And did you know that all your stories are really important? Because your story is how God is working in your life. He's let you be born. So many of you girls, except Colt, are really pretty. And you're handsome, right? That's part of your story. And your story is the things that you like to do, the things that you do, the special things that will happen to you in your life. And you know, God is always a part of that and a part of your story, right? Now, I was wondering if you would like to start writing your story. Your mom has this book? Well, in the side of this book, it says my story, right? And right here, what could you write? Your name, right? So you could put Riley right here, and this would be the story of your life. And you know what? You could give the book to your mom and say, Can you write down things about my story? And then you could write it down, or you could give it to your dad and say, would you like to write some of the stories down? And you can give it to your grandmother and your relatives and all your friends, and you can be keeping a book of your story. Yes.
And you can get stickers.
And you could put stickers in here too. What book would be complete without stickers? Yeah, you got a book. But what would you like a book?
I got books.
You got all the books. Okay. Yes. Do you want one? So we got a lot of stories to write about you, little girl. There we go. So you can have a book where you can write down your stories. And let's see here. Would you like to have a book for your stories, and a book for your stories, and a book for your stories, and your stories? Start writing in your book and give it to your mom and dad and say, write down some things about my story, because your story is very special. And God has special plans for you, and there's going to be neat things that you're going to write in your book that'll be about the story of your life. How does that sound? All right. Well, thanks for coming up. You guys can go to Children's Church.